All of my friends' boyfriends either don't like me or are intimidated by me. Except for my roommate's boyfriend, Aaron. Shout out to Aaron because he's a rare one. But I'm going to tell you why. I am 22 years old and I've had a very diverse education both inside and outside of the classroom. I moved around a lot growing up and I lived in 4 different countries. I attended 10 different high schools and was enrolled in 7 different international curriculums. I also completed courses from the International Baccalaureate Program and AP courses.
Congratulations!
Say no more, darling, we have heard enough. In that one statement, you've already made it perfectly clear why your friends' boyfriends don't care much for you. And it's not because they're intimidated by your education, it's because you think you're better than everybody else because of your so-called education. That kind of attitude makes you insufferable to be around because you think you're better than everybody else. And men don't care much for that kind of behavior. It's disrespectful and it just sucks the fun right out of the room faster than discussions of politics, religions, or the apparent depth of Taylor Swift lyrics.
I'm currently a full-time university student studying business and I'm majoring in marketing and minoring in women and gender studies. I also have a full-time career as a program manager at a very established and successful marketing agency. I've grown to learn that men do not like this. One of my friends was dating this guy about 1.5 years ago and he was very vocal about not liking that I studied women and gender studies or identified as a feminist. Which essentially just means that I'm an advocate for the equal treatment of all genders socially, politically, and economically.
Liar! 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 And right on cue, there's another reason. You're saying feminism is about equality. Or is it equity? I don't know, whichever one makes you feel more oppressed. Feminism isn't about equality though. It's about preferential treatment at any cost. You say that it's about equality and yet you can't name any rights that men have that you lack. And at the exact same time, that point doesn't even matter because your feelings have the power to override any verifiable data. You feel like you have this false power to destroy arguments under the guise of women's intuition and your astrological sign, thus proving no matter the topic of discussion, you are never wrong and men are never right. So tell me, how is that equal?
Checkmate. Checkmate.
Checkmate.
Dang. My friend's boyfriend would always say things like he hated feminism, he thought feminists were all crazy. So me being me, I'm just thinking, all right, here we go. Another day, another misogynist. Let's see if I can educate this man. And if you've ever tried to challenge a man, you already know that they do not take it well. He was not at all receptive to learning about the female experience and why what he said was just wrong. He didn't just say that he didn't like feminism or feminists, but he was also saying that he didn't like it when women made more money than him or were viewed as more successful or intelligent. Being a man, I guess ignorance truly is bliss because literally none of them want to listen.
Wait a minute. Strike that. Reverse it. Thank you.
And there's the problem with your story, lady. You claim that you want equality for all women, and yet when this man spoke up about his misgivings about feminism, you had a golden opportunity to have an intellectual debate with this man. You could have made some well-informed and eloquent counter-arguments and had a mature disagreement, which at the end of the day is not a bad thing. Instead, you opted to smugly disregard his arguments and then tried to educate him. You ignorantly treated this guy like a child, called him a misogynist, and made a feeble attempt to attack his character, which is the last resort for a person who knows they're woefully under-equipped for a battle of wits.
What I've learned over the years is that if a man is intimidated by your confidence, your success, your education, whatever it may be, it's because he's taking it as an attack on his masculinity. Men don't want us to be able to do the things that they do. So much of masculinity is rooted in the oppression of women, and feminism seeks to liberate that oppression. So when we identify as feminists or try to educate these men, they feel attacked. Equality will always feel like oppression to the oppressor. As a result of me being vocal and valuing equal treatment among genders, these men don't like me.
Wrong! You know, I'm kind of impressed by this woman. You would think with all of this meaningless chatter, she would have accidentally made at least one good point, and yet she hasn't. Everything she said is completely and utterly wrong. Not only is she ignorantly misinformed, but she has absolutely no clue that her unwarranted sense of superiority has pretty much punched her one-way ticket to the wall. Men aren't intimidated or emasculated by you in any way, shape, or form. We just don't like people who are annoying, and I gotta admit, you You are the creme de la creme of that particular bracket of people.
Shut your dirty little mouth!
So, I'm supposed to get my kids tomorrow night. Or tomorrow day. And their father just called me and asked if they could go to the beach because they were supposed to go when he picked them up. Whatever, long story. You know, of course, the demon, evil part of me wants to be like, no, they're my kids, it's my time.
Man, that's just mean. That's mean, man.
All right, so let me get this straight. Your ex-husband wants an extra day of custody so he can take the kids to the beach. All right, that seems pretty reasonable considering that the kids were crazy excited to go, right? And your first reaction was to sacrifice your children's excitement and happiness to spite their father? For what purpose? Isn't it bad enough that your ex only gets to see his kids when the family court system says he's allowed to see them? You do realize that he loves those kids as well and wants them to have some happy memories. But I have to admit that it's kind of despicable that you thought it was more important to hurt your husband and your children just so you can feel better about yourself. And that's not okay.
But the good side of me has to do what's in the best interest of the kids, and they really want to go to the beach, and I gotta let go. And I did, and it just hurts so bad because, you know, as much as I'm strong and I have fun on lives and TikTok, I look forward to those little boogers.
Nice try.
Woman, this has nothing to do with the kids. If it was, you'd at least be a little happy that they got to have some fun on a warm summer day with their father at the beach. Come on, we can smell the ulterior motives. You are recording yourself while crying and driving a minimum of 65 to 70 miles per hour one-handed over something that is none of the planet's business. Why are you doing this? Well, I can only determine that your endgame is twofold. You want validation and you want control. And posting TikTok cringe where you openly admit to wanting to hurt the feelings of your children and father for no particular reason other than spite, you get both in the form of Yas Queen commenters who will give you words of justification for needlessly hurting your ex-husband at the low cost of emotionally wounding your children.
Oh, that's not right. No.
Does anybody relate to this? My husband this morning asked me, is there anything that you need at Walmart because I'm going to go today? Immediately I get irritated because I'm like, now I have to scan the entire house, every single cupboard, every product that we use and figure out if we need it because he's going to Walmart. I don't want to do that today. I have too many things to think about.
What?
So you have too many things to think about today, but at the same time, you still have enough mental energy to record yourself publicly bashing your husband for the crime of asking if you needed anything from the store. Yeah, that sounds about right. Modern women are never too mentally burdened to create some completely pointless drama in their lives. And even if he didn't ask her before leaving, she's got him covered by publicly bashing the man for not asking if she needed anything from the store because she might have. And even if he just magically knew what she needed and bought it for her, she'd publicly bash him for not getting the right brand, the right size, or not buying it when it was on sale. It doesn't matter the situation, the modern wife will magically conjure up drama from seemingly out of nowhere.
So while it's a nice gesture that you're asking me if there's anything I need from Walmart, and I'm sure there are things that I need, I just say no because I'm like, I don't want the mental load of having to figure out what we need from Walmart.
Well, it sounds to me like a mental load of horse manure, my less than fair lady. How is it that you're trying to make yourself appear to be the voice of reason to your seemingly inept husband, but at the same time, you're taking time out of your day to record an unhinged nonsense rant about something that is completely and utterly meaningless? You cannot be the head of the household if a question as innocuous as "do you need anything from the store?" ends with a full-on meltdown to which the only purpose is to disrespect the man who is only trying to help you. If anybody is suffering the mental burden, it's your husband. When it comes to being able to calmly deal with your petty garbage, that man must have the mental strength of a full-on Shaolin monk. And that is gonna do it for today's video, gentlemen and gents. And as always, if you find that my particular brand of comedy is bringing you to the brink of laughter, then why don't you scroll on down and click that like and subscribe button and ring the notification bell, leave a couple of comments. Let's give the good old-fashioned middle finger to the YouTube algorithm. Thank you so much for checking out the new video, and until next time, peace out, homies.